Hi, we're Jen and Chris Corsi with Thrive Today, and we want to talk to you about another tool that you can use right now in these times where we're still feeling kind of crispy.
There's a go-to night or day, and that's prayer. But you know what? We want to take a very relational lens to prayer today because all of us need prayer. And you know what? One of the beautiful things about God is He's always with us, never leaves us or forsakes us. And the good news is He's relational. So God sees us, He hears us, He understands what's going on. He's glad to be with us. And you know what? Just being able to plug in to the living God, to be refreshed, to feel seen and valued is very life-giving. But we don't want to do it just alone. We're going to have you do it with a friend.
Yeah, we have an opportunity to reflect God and have Him show through us. And so sometimes it's easier for us to see God in others than directly. And so praying with a friend and having them synchronize with us and be with us in that can really actually help us feel even more concretely that God is with us in this.
Yes, and just this morning I was praying with a friend, and he had a pretty beautiful, profound interaction with Emmanuel. But what we did is we didn't start by thinking about problems or pain or what's wrong or what scares us. My friend warmed up today thinking about God's gifts in his life. Even though there's a lot of pain and a lot of problems there as well, he focused on God's gifts, and then he went to God's presence in times where he felt like God was with him. And after a few minutes of just warming up with God's gifts, God's presence, that's when we started to engage God and interact with the living God. And you know what? Much to his surprise, God was there with him in a very personal way that was restorative and life-giving. And this is the kind of prayer that we want you to practice today with your friends and with people that you feel safe with.
This is one of the things that's really helped me stay sane is some evenings after the kids are in bed, I'll get on the phone with a friend and we'll just pray together. And it just helps me feel not quite so alone, especially since, our social networks are kind of crippled right now. So this has the added benefit of not only feeling like God is with us in this, but that we have friends with us in this. And the goal really is to feel seen and heard and understood by God, but also by our friend who's with us in this.
Yes. Yeah, it helps to have somebody there listening and really just affirming and validating as we practice interacting with God. So this has the potential to be really restorative for you and recharge your relational battery.
Mm-hmm. So today I'd encourage you, call up a friend or text a friend and set up a time that you guys can just pray together. Start out with things you're feeling thankful for. Share the moments you felt like God was with you and reflect on those. And then invite God to give you his thoughts that he has for you. Mm-hmm. And if this is kind of a newer thing to you or this feels a little bit foreign, we have some resources on that. The Share Emmanuel book is a great one. Joyful Journey is a great book. Both of those are great at helping us perceive God's presence better.
Resources by Karl Lehman. He's got a great number of resources and a great book called the Emmanuel Approach book. And you can learn more about that at emmanuelapproach.com as well.
And just last month in April, we had a webinar on Seeing as God Sees and our online practice community, which is that teaching and practice. High altitude, God's perspective goes really in depth with that as well. So we like to tell you where you can go a little deeper with these things. But today, most importantly, connect with that friend and connect with Jesus.
Yes. And feel free to give him the stuff that is weighing you down. He's fully capable of holding these things that are too heavy for you. His yoke is easy and his burden is light.
Mm-hmm.